Gotham by Gaslight is the latest in DC's line of animated movies, directed by Sam Liu and starring the voice talents of Bruce Greenwood, Jennifer Carpenter, John DiMaggio, and Anthony Head. Based on the classic Elseworld story by Brian Augustyn and Mike Mignola, Batman, set in Victorian-era Gotham, must unravel the mystery of Jack the Ripper and bring his reign of terror to an end. I am divided on this movie. It has its strengths, it has its weaknesses. The movie is almost completely different from the book, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because if you've read the book like I have, you know who the killer turns out to be, and so by changing it up a little bit, it keeps it new for old fans and new fans, keeps us on our toes. It's a bad thing, though, because in adapting a classic, you risk losing certain elements of what made the original material special. So let's start with the good stuff about this movie. The animation in this movie is slightly more stylized than it has been in their past movies. Lately, these movies have been stagnating a little bit, so that is a little bit of a plus. I like that Batman in this movie isn't invincible. He's fallible. He gets messed up during his fights. He misses clues. He doesn't always make it in time. Pardon my crudeness, but I've always loved the idea of a Batman that can screw up sometimes. The fight scenes in this movie are pretty good. Not a lot of martial arts stuff, but just straight up brawling. Something you would expect in the Victorian era. And the last thing, this movie has actual interesting adaptations of characters from Batman's mythos. There's Victorian versions of Alfred, Jim Gordon, Catwoman, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, Solomon Grundy, Hugo Strange, and my personal favorites, the three primary Robins, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and Tim Drake. All these are pretty fun things when you think about it. However, the story itself comes up short. This particular version of the story borrows elements from both Gotham by Gaslight and Master of the World, the book's sequel, but doesn't contain any of the greatness of either story. The mystery is interesting. You'll never guess who Jack really is, but the story has a lot of weak points and it doesn't carry itself very well. Ultimately, Gotham by Gaslight comes up short, and that's why I'm having to give it 3 Hawaiian shirts. Not terrible, just kinda blah. Hopefully their next release, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, will be a little bit better conceived. That wraps up this janky review. Stay tuned for more things coming up, and remember, if you can't be fancy, be janky. See ya.